Let us move on to the 10-minute rule motion. Munira Wilson.
Thank you very much. Mr Speaker, I beg to move that leave be given to bring in a bill to require the Chief Inspector of Drinking Water to issue guidance to water companies on poly and perfluorinated alkyl substances in drinking water and for connected purposes. Decreased fertility, thyroid disease, miscarriage, reduced sperm quality, cancer. What do all these conditions have in common? They've all been linked to the pervasive presence of PFAS, per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, better known as forever chemicals. PFAS are used to make materials heat, water, flame or stain resistant. They're found in thousands of everyday products, from Teflon frying pans to raincoats to our toiletries. Their bond is one of the strongest in nature, able to stay intact for decades. In fact, these chemicals are so long-lasting that scientists haven't yet been able to reliably identify how long it might take to break them down. But because they are so difficult to break down, once they get into our environment and into our drinking water, PFAS can easily build up in our bodies. They can enter our bloodstream and even be passed on to our children through breast milk. This has severe implications for intergenerational health. Studies have found that children exposed to PFAS buildup are at increased risk of lower birth weight, weaker bones, and immune resistance to vaccinations. PFAS chemicals are forever, and they are everywhere. These chemicals are in the water we drink, the clothes we wear, the food we eat, and even in the rain that falls from our skies. Now, PFAS affects every single one of us, young and old. PFAS are all pervasive, which makes the scale of the challenge incredibly daunting. But we must start somewhere, which is why I am calling for the government to start with our drinking water. Because despite all the alarming health risks I've just outlined, there is currently no statutory regulation of PFAS chemicals in England and Wales, no legal limit on the amount of PFAS present in our drinking water, only guidance that water is wholesome. A limit of 0.1 micrograms for only 47 out of the thousands of existing PFAS chemicals. I think it's fair to say that the presence of carcinogenic, non-degradable forever chemicals makes our water far from wholesome and instead akin to a chemical cocktail that desperately needs regulation. I should stress that these chemicals are synthetic, not natural. Before their manufacture started in the late 1940s, no PFAS were present in our environment. And it's an injustice to our future generations that they should have to suffer the consequences of exposure to these chemicals before they're even born. But you may ask, is PFAS a threat to us here in the UK? Well, yes, it is.
Bentham, where North Yorkshire meets Cumbria and Lancashire. All around natural beauty, yet it's the discovery of the unnatural that's rocked this small market town.
It was seen as our forever home, and now it's our forever chemicals home.
I wanted to leave. I just wanted to get out and go.
This is about Bentham, a town of 3,000 people and its biggest employer, Angus Fire. A firm that calls itself a global leader in firefighting foams. It's produced them at a factory here since the 1970s. What wasn't known, those foams usually contain toxic compounds known as PFAS, dubbed forever chemicals because they last, well, forever. And all of this only coming to light now after an investigation by an environmental publication.
I obtained through Freedom of Information requests the test data conducted by Angus Fire in 2008 of the groundwater of its factory here in Bentham. And that revealed that the groundwater contains 1.2 million nanograms per litre of PFAS. And I was told by experts that this is the highest known level of PFAS contamination ever recorded in the UK.